how to start this. As you guys know, every Sunday I'm gonna be telling you guys a story time of something that's happened in my life, past experiences, or maybe even down the road. I'll get very deep with you guys. But today I'm gonna be telling you guys about the time I almost lost my life to a Molotov. Alright, so I was about 17. Yeah, I was in grade 10 or 11 when this happened, still in high school. Basically, me and a group of friends, right? We would go to this park after school to smoke. Not really gonna get into what kind of smoke we're talking about, but to smoke. So yeah, guys, back in high school, I used to smoke a lot. Once again, not gonna talk about what, but I used to smoke a lot. And this all happened when one of my friends, we're gonna call him Joe, one of my friends had beef with this other kid who was also a part of our group, because after school, we would have about 20 to 30 people there. I am not joking. This group was huge. So my one friend, he had beef with one of the kids in our group, right? So what he did is he literally made a Molotov. I am not joking. He made a Molotov. He didn't go to school all day, right? He was not at school. He called in sick. I don't know what. He just skipped school. He didn't come. But then after school, he came to the park with this Molotov, confronting the kid who he had beef with. So basically, he told him that he's either gonna throw the Molotov at this kid or he's gonna slap him in the face. So what happened was, obviously the kid he had beef with, we're gonna call him Sam. Obviously Sam didn't want to die. I mean, come on, obviously. And Joe, I'm gonna tell you guys a little something about Joe, is he's kind of crazy. Like, when I say crazy, I mean like you don't really with Joe, okay? That kind of crazy. And so the Sam kid, he decided to take a slap to the face. So what my friend did is he got up as hard as he could, clapped him across the head, right on his ear. His ear was ringing. He told us he couldn't hear out of his ear. He had the biggest headache of his life. And then he was about to leave the park because he didn't want to be there anymore, obviously. But my friend Joe wasn't gonna let him leave. About 30 minutes went by of all of us smoking, and at this point at the park, we were all in a big circle. So we were all just sitting down, like crisscrossing our legs, just chilling, right? And my friend Joe was right beside me, still with this Molotov, and he got so, let's say, he got so obliterated in his mind from smoking that he was playing with the Molotov with this lighter, and he kept lighting it and lighting it, like playing with this rag on top of the Molotov. And eventually the rag caught fire. I was sitting right beside of him, and in such a big panic, he kind of threw the Molotov like off to the side in the air a little bit, and it landed right on top of my leg. Now this is when things get crazy. I had a Nike bag as my school bag, like one of those shoulder Nike bags that you wear. I had it on top of my leg. This Molotov landed, flames going, gas burning on top of my bag. Now my whole bag lit on fire. I ran around the park, slamming it against trees, slamming it, trying to put out the flames. Then all of the neighbors who lived around the park were calling the cops, they were calling the firefighters. We had cops, ambulance, firefighters, sirens everywhere. And we all just booked it. We just left. Everyone left the park except for me, running around, banging my Nike bag, trying to put out these flames. That's all I was doing. Then a neighbor from her backyard yelled at me, laughing at me, telling me that I'm getting caught by the police and that I'm going to jail. So I'm running around this park, still just trying to put out my flames. I don't care. I'm seeing red at this point. Like, I'm blacked out. That's how serious stuff got. Like, I could see nothing. I was in my own mind. I was just trying to put out these flames. In the yisk of it all, my friend Joe, who had the Molotov and threw it, he tried putting out the Molotov with his bare hand. And I had no idea. This guy had severe third-degree burns all over his hand. He ran to the McDonald's across the street of like a couple blocks down, went, got a cup, got ice, water, and just stuck his hand in the cup. And then I ended up meeting him at the same McDonald's with my bag still on fire. My bag was still on fire, and I'm walking down the middle of the street. I'm going to McDonald's. I went into the McDonald's with smoke coming out of my bag. I got kicked out within 2 seconds of being there. My friend came outside. He showed me his hand. His hand looked like it was melting. We called the ambulance. We got him to go to the hospital. hospital. Now I'm gonna show you guys a photo of his hand, maybe about 2 hours after it happened. This is from his Instagram. I'm not obviously gonna show his tag in the Instagram, so I don't want you guys to go like follow him and talk to him. Like we don't talk anymore, but that is his hand. God was on my side that day. If I did not have my Nike bag on top of my leg while sitting down on the ground, that Molotov would have landed right on my leg, right on my thigh, and with all the gas and stuff, I could have easily lost my life. I would have at least lost my leg. I'm not joking. I would have at least lost my leg. So after this all happened, as soon as I got kicked out of McDonald's, I met up with one of my other friends who was a part of our group. We're gonna call him Dave. I met up with Dave, and we were walking down the street, and I was just blackout. He kept trying to talk to me, asking me if I'm okay. He was letting me know that my bag was still smoking because I was so in shock that I forgot that my bag was on fire still. I just was carrying it. But at this point, it wasn't so much on fire, it was just kind of smoking, but I was in such a different mind state that I did not care. So my friend Dave kept telling me about how my bag is smoking, and I started seeing red. I looked at him, I told him if he says another word, I'm gonna beat the out of him. So what he did is he walked by my side the entire time. He just did not say another word, because there's something about me, guys, is when I get super angry or super in shock, I go blackout, and I like someone says something wrong to me, I'll go fight him instantly. So while we were walking back, my friend is being like rushed to the hospital. Obviously I can't go, my bag is smoking, I didn't know what to do. We were walking back, we walked through the park, like where we were at from the get-go. There's like 10 firefighters, there's like 5 cops, there's people with ambulances. Like, it was insane. And I was so blacked out in my own mind that I went right through that park, and they questioned me. They asked me if I was at the park, and I simply said no, I don't know what's going on, and kept walking. Now, this was probably one of the scariest times of my life. What we all went through that day was literally insane. I forgot to mention also, I had another friend, we're gonna call him Michael. While my bag was on fire and everybody was running out of the park, running just, you know, running from the sirens and stuff, my one friend, who I said we're gonna call Michael, he was actually somewhat helping me while I was running around the park, slamming my bag against all these trees, because I had gym equipment in there from going to the gym, because you know, your boy's yo. I had gym equipment in there, so shorts, tank top, socks. I had body wash. I had schoolwork. He was actually running around the park the entire time, gathering my stuff for me, and I had no idea. So we ended up meeting up with him, and he had all my stuff in his hand, and I was like just shocked. I was like, how did you get that? Because I thought everything was still in my bag, right? But no, my bag had holes in the bottom of it. My bag was smoking. All that was left in my bag, I think, was like a pencil. That's it. Like, everything was gone. So luckily, he ran around the park the whole time, and like I said, I was so blacked out, I never noticed him in the park with me still, that he actually ran around and gathered up all my stuff. And the only thing that I think I really lost because of the fire was like a pair of socks. I think that's it. My shorts were fine, my tank top. Yeah, I lost a couple assignments, like a couple pieces of paper were burned, but for the most part, everything was still pretty much intact. Yeah, that's the story time of how I literally almost lost my life to a Molotov. And after that, my friend Joe, who we talked about in the start, I could tell he felt really bad. He offered to buy me a new bag. I could just tell he really up, and he knew it, where he wanted to buy me a new bag. He was super sincerely like apologetic. But, you know, of course I didn't let him buy me a new bag, and, you know, I just wanted to forget about that day forever, truly. If I did not have that Nike bag, I would have most likely lost my life. Like, if you guys don't know how powerful a Molotov is, it's gas. Like with fire, dude, it's gas. That thing gets on you, you can't put it out. You have gas all over your body. So luckily, that bag actually saved my life that day. And yeah, that's just one of the stories. And do you know what's sad? That's not even top 5 ways of how I almost lost my life before. Now, when I say I grew up very different, very bizarre, and like, you know, reckless and hung out with a lot of reckless people. I'm not joking. So that's it though. If you guys enjoyed this story time, please hit a like on the video for your boy. Every single Sunday is story times, as you guys know. Make sure you guys subscribe, turn on your boy's notifications so you guys stay notified. Every single Friday is scary videos, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. By the way, never with a Molotov. Don't.